I am Eptesicus Fuscus. You can call me Big Brown. Fact. This presentation, I'll be your instructor. This presentation is a profile on the big brown bat. On these slides, we will cover my profile, which includes defining my name, range, winter status, habitat where I live, food or insects I eat, physical attributes, and growth chart. Instructor is Big Brown. A Fewer Production, Foundation for Environmental Wildlife Education, Research, and Rehab, created by Wildcat Studios. Executive Producer, Director, Voiceover Artist, Big Brown. Audio Mixer, Graphic Artist, Modeler, Animator, Sound Engineer, Overdubber, Editor, Videographer, Researcher Consultant, and many other positions. They're all performed by Radar, aka Bruce Outling Taylor. Let's define my scientific name. I am in the order Chiroptera, or bat, Greek for winged hand. The family Vespertilionidae, Latin for evening, is also a group of insect-eating bats. Genus Eptesicus, Latin for house. Species is Fuscus, Latin meaning dark brown or dark brown house bat. My range, I'm one of the most common wide-ranging bats in North America. I range from northernmost of Canada to the southernmost of Mexico and throughout the United States, east and west. On the graph shows my status in conservation. Louisiana, I'm critically imperiled. Florida, I'm vulnerable. In most of the other states, I'm all okay, unlike many of my cousins. Winter status, there are two types, hibernators and migrators. Some bats will both, some don't do either, depending on how hot and cold the climate is. I am primarily a hibernator, although in warm areas my summer roosts do a winter hibernaculum in the winter. This can be some distance away. Big Brown is one of 9 species of bats infected with the white nose syndrome, UNS, a fungus that has killed more than 1 million bats. This slide shows the 9 species in 14 states infected as of June 2010. In a 4-month period, it has crossed halfway across the U.S. Now in Oklahoma as of May of 2010. It is connected now to the western bats. Bats like the Big Brown Mexican freak-tail with a wide area of distribution could easily pass the disease across the country this year when they migrate to the winter hibernaculum. Further information on this devastating disease, see the white nose syndrome presentation. My habitat classification, crevice dweller. Of the 45 species of bats in the U.S., half are foresters and half are crevice dwellers. Foresters who live isolated lives in shrubs, hedges, under leaves, in your gutters, and evergreen trees. The crevice dwellers, like me, who live in small and large colonies, from 30 bats to tens of millions like Kraken Cave in Texas. They live in mines, caves, under bridges like Congress Avenue Bridge in Austin, home for 250,000 bats, trees under bark like oak, beech, falk, cypress, pine trees. With lots of habitat, I've moved into human dwellings like attics, barns, and buildings, and also bat houses where people put them up. Food. I'm a generalist in foraging, behavior, and habitat selection. I have little preference in feeding location. The slide shows the insects that are documented for me. Primarily feeding on beetles, many kinds of moths, but also eat the biting insects like mosquitoes and stinging insects like wasps. I do have the farmers because I do eat a wide range of beetles and moths and crop destroying pests. This is reducing what he needs to use for pesticides to save his crops and give him healthier food. The next slide gives some physical measurements for my species. In the wild, it's hard to measure lifespan, but generally it's short due to all the things that it happen here, getting eaten by a hawk or an owl or killed by humans, etc. But they estimate 2 to 5 years in general. Banded big browns in the wild have been documented for 20 years. And in rehab, as in permanent care, you can live 40 plus years. They have 1 to 2 bursts a year and will normally fly about 1 mile for food, but can fly up to 30 miles if necessary. Growing up, they are born about 2 grams, furless, eyes closed, no teeth. Eyes open at 2 weeks, teeth at 3 to 4 weeks, and fur around 4 weeks. Start to fly at 5 to 6 weeks. Takes 56 to 63 days to be fully grown at 13 plus or minus 6 grams. Pretty wide range. Graph shows other measurements, but basically our wingspan is 312 millimeters, about 1 foot. Head to tail is 112 plus or minus 15 millimeters, about half a foot. The last 2 graphs are growth charts. The first is weight versus days old. Very valuable to estimate a pup's age when it comes into rehab. Pup is weighed depending on its condition. Looks fully hydrated and healthy, take the extra weight. If not, then an estimate of maybe half to 1 gram is added and then measured on the graph to estimate the age. It's pretty accurate and valuable numbers, so the right formula of milk and blended milk and mealworms can be given. And to determine if there are any additional problems with the pup that aren't evident. Last graph is physical measurements. The pup grows wings and body to make sure there isn't any metabolic bone disease, MBD. Probably poor nutrition, maybe the diet has to be adjusted to something else. If something else is going on, the vet's digestive system. Measurements are taken once a week, where weights are taken every feeding. Well, I hope you've learned something about me, and if you haven't, we will put up some bat houses for us so we will have a place to stay, and we can help you by preventing those nasty mosquito bites from biting you. There's 46 species of bats in the U.S., 22 in Oklahoma. You'll watch the rest of the episodes and learn about my cousin.